He was abandoned by the world he loved, yet every single day, he kept waiting. This is the story of a small Shih Tzu, a little dog who learned how to be hurt, but never learned how to stop loving. Once, in a world that often felt chaotic and overwhelming, a young woman's only source of pure joy was a tiny Shih Tzu. He was a gift from her boyfriend back when he was just a puppy, so small, so fluffy, and light enough to fit right in the palm of her hand. From the very first day she brought him home, she treated him like her own child. He was the first one she greeted every single morning, and every night, they slept side by side. Whenever she felt a wave of loneliness wash over her, the little dog was always there, a silent but profoundly comforting presence. His quiet companionship said everything that words could not. To her, he wasn't just a pet. He was her comfort, her constant companion, her family. But one day, everything changed in the blink of an eye. A painful diagnosis arrived. At first, she tried to stay strong, to fight with everything she had. But the illness spread quickly, mercilessly. In just 3 short months, her strength slowly began to fade away. Until one morning, she never woke up. The little Shih Tzu waited patiently beside her bed. He waited for the morning kiss he always got. He waited to hear the gentle sound of her voice, but nothing came. The silence was heavy, and the warmth was gone. Her boyfriend was completely shattered by the loss. He couldn't bear the constant, painful reminders that filled their home. The memories were too much. In his grief, he packed his things and left the house, and along with everything else, he left the little dog behind too. There was no explanation, no goodbye, no final pat on the head. From a deeply loved and cherished pet, the Shih Tzu suddenly became a dog of the streets. His world had crumbled, and he was all alone. Every day became a struggle for survival. He searched for scraps of food in overflowing garbage bins. His once clean and pristine fur grew thick, tangled, and matted with dirt. His tiny paws, which once only knew the softness of carpets and blankets, were now wounded and sore from walking on rough pavement. His stomach was almost always empty, aching with a hunger he'd never known before. But the most painful part was not the hunger. It was the crushing weight of loss. It was the loneliness that gnawed at his heart, far more than the emptiness in his belly. One day, his wandering led him to a local park. There, in a quiet, hidden patch of grass, he stopped. He stood completely still, his small body frozen, just staring. He saw a woman, walking happily, holding her own little dog in her arms, just like his owner used to hold him. In that single moment, the Shih Tzu's world froze. Memories came rushing back in a tidal wave. The gentle way loving hands once held him so securely, the warmth he used to see in a pair of adoring eyes. A life he once had, a life filled with love and comfort, now felt like a distant dream. Without even realizing it, tears began to well up in his big, dark eyes and fall silently onto the dusty ground. From that day on, it became his ritual. Every time he saw a person walking their dog, he would stop whatever he was doing. He would watch them, his gaze fixed and full of longing, until they disappeared from his sight. It was as if he was hoping, with every fiber of his being, that one day he might see her again, the woman who had once loved him so completely. Weeks turned into months. The seasons changed, but the little dog remained. Every day, he could be found in the same spot at the park, a small, lonely figure watching the world go by. Finally, a kind woman started to notice him. She saw how thin he was, how dirty and matted his fur had become, and how he sat there so quietly, lost in his own world of sadness. Her heart went out to him. She tried to approach him, speaking softly, but the little dog immediately stepped back. It was afraid, his heart shielded by the memory of being abandoned. He had learned not to trust, but this woman did not give up. Every single day, she returned to that same spot in the park. She would bring food, placing it gently on the ground a short distance away. She sat quietly, never forcing him, just letting him know she was there. Finally, one day, the Shih Tzu took a hesitant step forward, and then another. Slowly, cautiously, he came closer and ate the food she had brought for him. From then on, he waited for her every day. Their quiet meetings became the one bright spot in his bleak existence. But one morning, when the woman arrived, she found the little dog lying on the ground, too weak to even stand up. Panic seized her. With the utmost care, she gently lifted his frail body into her arms and rushed him to the nearest veterinarian. Thankfully, they caught his illness just in time. He was severely malnourished and had an infection, but with immediate care, he had a chance. The woman brought him home with her. She nursed him back to health, patiently and lovingly. She fed him warm meals. She gave him a soft bed to sleep in. She surrounded him with a love he had almost forgotten. Even as his body recovered, his spirit remained distant. He was still afraid to trust again, afraid to let his guard down and risk having his heart broken once more. But the woman never stopped trying. She was patient. She was kind. She understood that healing took time. Until one day, the little Shih Tzu slowly walked toward her and gently, tentatively, licked her foot. It was a small gesture, but it spoke volumes. It was as if he was saying, "Thank you for not leaving me." From that day forward, his transformation was incredible. He made a full recovery. She had him cleaned and groomed, and underneath all the dirt and mats was the same beautiful little dog from before. He was no longer a shadow of hunger and pain. He had a new family now, new fur parents who adored him, a new beginning. And though he would never forget the first woman who loved him with all her heart, little by little, he learned how to smile again. He learned to play, to wag his tail, and to love with the same unwavering loyalty he had always possessed. Dogs know how to feel pain, but they don't seem to know how to stop loving. If a little soul like this can keep waiting, even after being abandoned, then maybe we can choose to be the reason they'll never hurt again. So let me ask you, if you were the woman in the park, would you take the time to care for a dog with a wounded past? And if you were the dog, do you think you would be able to trust again? Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please consider sharing it. Your support helps us tell more stories like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.